The list was so long. And as I started to read that list, I started to get so emotional. Like I almost get super anxious and super edgy. And that is not good for me. That is not good for the people around me. There were some things that I just couldn't find time to do. And I was feeling so crushed that I couldn't do these. Hello everyone, my name is Kudzie Nicolle Mapiye, and on this channel I do videos about my life living here in Australia, and I also share different life lessons that I've learned along the way. And today I'm going to be sharing a life lesson. I'm just parked at the train station, so if you do hear trains going by, please just enjoy the background music. So today I wanted to share a life lesson in real time, something that I am currently learning last week, this week, something that I am currently experiencing, and I was so itching to share this with you that I just had to do this video. So in the last week, I think I was feeling so overwhelmed by so many different things that I had to do, and whenever I feel overwhelmed and I feel a lot of pressure, I start to feel like I add more pressure on myself in my mind. Like I'm like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I forget that, it's not everything that needs to be completed. You can only do what you can do. Like you're only one person. And I did this exercise that I just wanted to share with you guys that just completely changed my mindset about this particular issue of feeling overwhelmed, feeling so much pressure, feeling like you need to do everything and you need to do everything perfectly. So I had a few things to complete for the house, for work, for just personal life. I had a long list of things to do, and as I was doing these things, there were some things that I just couldn't find time to do. And I was feeling so crushed that I couldn't do these things. And I did something that just it made me so emotional, because it made me see just how hard I am on myself and how I need to be more kind. And I just wanted to share this with you guys, is if anyone is doing the same thing, if anyone sometimes falls into those patterns of being extremely hard on themselves, on exerting so much pressure on themselves, on having too many expectations, you should definitely try this. So I took a piece of paper and I started writing down things that I had done throughout my life, things that I had accomplished, things that I was proud of. And guys, it was so long. The list was so long. And as I started to read that list, I started to get so emotional. Like I almost cried. And I'm like, you know what? You do such a good job in so many areas of your life that if one thing doesn't go right, it shouldn't affect all these other things, this long list of things that hasn't gone right. And even if it's in a day and you think, oh my goodness, I haven't been productive, I'm so disappointed in myself, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. Just take a moment and breathe and take a piece of paper or write notes in your phone, whatever way you find works for you, and see what have you done. Put a list of things that you have done even the previous day and that particular day, and then see all the things that you have done, even small things. For me, it's even like, getting the kids ready for school, taking the kids for their activities, giving the kids a bath, making dinner, doing all the things that make up your life, and then put a list of the things that you haven't managed to do. You will see that that list is way shorter than the things that you have managed to do. And it's a really good way to just balance yourself and put things into perspective and see that, you know what, you are not a superhuman being. You are just a normal person doing the best that you can. So that has been my lesson this week and in the last week, that, you know what, I'm doing the best that I can. can. And this is something I always repeat to myself when I find myself, getting into those cycles, that I'm doing the best that I can. And sometimes I repeat that statement to myself over and over again. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. And I just start encouraging myself and seeing and remembering all the things that I have accomplished, remembering that, it's, even if some things don't get done, there's another way. It's either you do them another time, you postpone them, or you don't do them at all. It's not the end of the world. So this life lesson has really been about self-love, self-kindness, self-leniency, and not like being overly harsh on ourselves. And I think, living in Australia, there's so many things that we have to do for ourselves. So you find yourself sometimes spreading yourself so thin, like that you think, oh my goodness, how on earth am I going to be able to do all these things? Guys, someone has just parked beside me. I hope they don't think I'm talking to myself when they see me filming this video. But anyway, yeah, so, and I think they're moving away. Anyway, yeah, so that's been my life lesson for this week, is show yourself kindness, remind yourself of all the good things that you have done. You are doing the best that you can. It's not the end of the world if things don't get done or completed in the time that you had set. You can always reevaluate your list. Because the thing is, when you put pressure on yourself, you start sinking into these cycles of, anxiety. You just start being like me. If I am feeling like I am not managing my task list, like I get super anxious and super edgy, and that is not good for me. That is not good for the people around me. So I'm also filming this video as a reminder to myself so that I can come back and watch this when I sink into those cycles. And another life lesson that I just wanted to talk about is how even when you are making progress in your life, even if you're developing yourself, sometimes you might fall back into old habits. That doesn't mean you're not making progress. That just means you've just had a little slip. There's just been some added pressures. So it's not an indication of, how far you have to go. Like I always show myself kindness. I try to be, remind myself, to encourage myself, to tell myself I'm doing the best that I can. But it doesn't mean that, once in a while I don't slip and think, oh my goodness, like I'm not doing a good job, and start kicking myself. Like, that will happen, but I just need to get back on the bandwagon. I need to get back on track and just remind myself, hey, remember how far you've come. You're not a superhuman being. You can do this. You're doing the best that you can. And I think, as people, whether you're not even living in Australia, just as an adult, like adulting, mothering, wifing, working, whatever you're doing, like it's so much on our plate sometimes that it just gets so overwhelming. And sometimes just stopping everything and just breathing, taking a walk and letting go, like just surrendering to say, you know what, I've done what I can do. I've done what I can do. That's all I can do. I've done what I can do, and just surrender it all and say, wow, that's it. There's nothing more I can do. I don't have the capacity to do any more. And celebrate what you have done, because, you wouldn't have done absolutely nothing. Celebrate. Even if you've done 1, 2, 3 things in a day, even if you've done one thing in a day, learn to celebrate the wins, the big wins, the medium wins, the small wins. Learn to celebrate every kind of progress that you make. And, that really goes a long way in getting you on track, not being hard on yourself. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that has been helpful. I hope that, if you're like me and you fall into these habits, I hope that you can always pick yourself up and get back on track. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video.